Everybody, it's Bruce from Nature Calls, and this is a special problem that a friend of mine who does ski mountaineering or the backcountry skiing, and he wanted a quick deploy tarp that he could put up while he was getting ready to go skiing or lunch, and then in the worst case scenario have some kind of survival. So this is the tent that I came up with, and this is the build process.
All right, got done with my down comforter, and so I'm ready for another project. Can't wait. And this one is very exciting. I've got some of the new Mountain Series Sil Nylon fabric from Ripstop by the Roll, and I've so exciting because I do a lot with Hilleberg tents and tarps and all that, and their fabric is, in my opinion, the top fabric out there, especially when it comes to strength and hydrostatic head. Now, the Ripstop by the Roll came out with this Mountain Series, and in all practical senses of the word, this is just like the Hilleberg Curl-On. Their own little twist on it, which is really nice. So it's their 30D Sil Nylon. It's got a real nice ripstop yarn. I forgot what that one is. I'll put the specs down below. For its ripstop, it's impregnated with silicone on both sides, which adds a ton of strength. And what I'm going to be making out of this is a like an ultralight tarp, and it'll be for a friend of mine who does ski mountaineering, and they need to have like a pocket size tarp that for most of the time can just be set up for them to have lunch under, or some protection, some kind of simple, bring it out all the time, at least once a trip to have a shelter, but also can be something that in a pinch can be a survival type of tarp. So this will be my first design, and so what I decided to go with is 3 yards of this really nice blue. They don't have anything brighter than this. I wish they did. I wish they had like a bright yellow or a bright red, something that could be used in an emergency, but this is kind of the brightest they had, was this blue. They have like black and gray and those kind of things, so hopefully they'll come out with more. So I got 3 yards of this, and it's 64 inches wide, so basically I'm going to be making a 9x5 tarp. For the reinforcements, I got the same stuff in the black. So this black will be for all my reinforcements, and then for the tie outs, it's another new product from Ripstop by the Roll. Is their Venom webbing. Supposed to be very strong, and I got it in the 3/8, so I'll be doing all the tie outs in Venom webbing, and then it's going to be how can we set this up, say in the snow, and what kind of configurations can we come up with a 9x5 tarp that's easy, that can be set up in the snow. So 4-season tarp. Let's get to it. First thing I've got to do is cut my reinforcements, and I'll do that with my soldering pen. So the easiest way I have found to cut my reinforcements is to use the soldering pen in a bowl. And so I just go around the bowl, circle. Pretty cool. I've got all these circles, and I don't need them in circle form. I need them in half circle form. So just fold them in half. Use my cutting mat and line up that. And voila. So now I've got just the pull-outs. I'm not going to do like the double-double. I'm just going to do the single reinforcement on this one, but this stuff's so strong. I got into it. It's a 1.1 ounce sil nylon with the 60 yarn ripstop on 30D fabric, and then with the silicone, it's like 1.3 ounces in the end. So super strong. So I'm just going to cut up all my little circles. The big circles, they're going to go in the corner tie-outs, and so that's more of a custom cut on those. So I'll just cut these all in half, and we'll start gluing them up. Now I'm putting the reinforcements that I cut out of the black, and I made marks where I think I want this tarp to happen. This is a prototype, and after it's been used, I'm gonna be real interested in whether or not these are going to be optimal. So, but I've just made them. I made them evenly spaced, and you know, it may work just fine. So we'll see after it's used this ski season. But now I'm just what I do is I glue on these with it's a silicone, 100% silicone, and a little bit of mineral spirits to get it a little bit easier to work with. It's too sticky other than that, and I just use my finger and get a little bit on there, and then wipe it on. This glass coffee table works great because I can just peel it all off later. So I just kind of get some on there to get it glued on, and then find the mid spot. You can fold it up in half and drop it on, and then I just come back and put some glue on the rest. And I'll just do a few at a time, then I'll go do something else, let it dry. If I had a bigger work surface, then of course, I could do more, but this works just fine. Center it, push all the bubbles out. I don't know if this, you know, my theory is I want the tension to be spread out, not just on the webbing points where that's just like two spots. I want to try and distribute the weight. Okay, so now to do the hemming, I already did that short side, but I just pull it over maybe 1/4 inch, and then I just fold it over another 1/4 inch. And in the beginning it's real hard once you get it started. So like right there, and jam it up underneath there. And if that's too hard, a little trick is to kind of start it back a little bit. And I'll drop my foot on it. I'll drop my needle down. And I'll make sure my length is set right. Okay, now what I can do is I can just go ahead and reverse. That'll get me to that front, and then I'll come back. Yeah, this gets a little bit thick. I'll just kind of straighten it out a little bit, so I'm down from my last project. And I just hold it, I don't pin it. And you could take off the selvage edge, but I find that I can just tuck it up underneath and it's gone. So now I've come to one of the tie-out areas. They're the reinforcement guy outs. What I'll do is I'll just go about halfway across and estimate right about there. Okay, so now what I need is to take my webbing that I'm using, this really cool webbing, venom webbing, and I get about a 6-inch piece right up there. And singe the edges a little bit. Now I do kind of a ribbon fold like that. Had a great conversation last night with doing like an overlap like that to minimize your holes, just as like one on one side, one on the other. I'm a sailor, and the way they do sails is they actually, like at a clue on a sail, they'll go like that. So the key is to and that's the direction of the stress on the sail. So you want to direct your stress. So I'm going to direct it in 2 directions like that. Now what I do is like I have the needle drop down, I lift it up, then I can set that down underneath there and drop the needle foot back down and make my little adjustments. That looks good. And then this will just tack it in place, and I'll come back and do the full reinforcement here in a minute. And that's where I'm saving some holes. But I don't want to do a ton of again putting holes. Now I'm going to write, actually I did 2 layers right here of paneling in these corners. There's backing right here and then a bigger backing right there, so I'm going to just sew over those. And that should be plenty. And I'm going to bring this all the way down to the corner. It's going to get a little sticky because it's so thick. Just right out. Lock stitch there. Now just right out to the ends here. Then I just follow around the webbing. And I'm not doing any big X's or anything like that. It's just really not, I don't think it's that necessary. I think this gets plenty of firm hold. And then one more. And lock it out. Very good. And that's all locked in. So there we go. Just, up and down around the perimeters, and good to go. Trim it up, and we'll do the rest. So this is one of the reinforcement patches, black on the back of the blue of one of the side tie outs. So I've just started, and I'm going to do first right around the whole edge of that black piece, tack that together. Not too fast.
up to the hem. Then I will go down about halfway. I'll do another arch, and I'll try and tack these in at that time. So, kind of hold them in place as they go around. There we go. Make sure nothing gets stuck underneath. Over to the hem. And spin it around. Go right down to the webbing again, go across, and I'll go out one piece, get near the end, and then this is where I just work it around. I don't do big cross patterns or anything like that. I find that this thread and everything about this is plenty strong enough to hold this down without overdoing the sewing. And I'll go out that a little bit. One more right to the edge. Spin it around. And I'll go back out this one. Out to the end, and I'll take this one out all the way to the edge so it tacks it down nice and tight to the hemline. Lock stitch it out. There we go. I made a real simple bag. Kind of measured out how big it was when it was folded up. And now I'm just going to do a simple bag that cinches, a cinch bag. I'm not going to do like a special box on the bottom or anything like that because it needs to try and lay flat. And there's plenty of kind of tutorials on how to do a bag. But just do it inside out, and this will just, I'm going to sew this onto the inside of one of the corners, and so it'll never be away from the tarp, and this will hold all the little lines and stuff that I'm going to be adding on. Now, one of the features I want to have is the ability to use their skis to make deadmans for. So I'm going to I'm taking 20 inches. Let's see if this works. And just create some loops that will be easy to untie. So I'm not going to do any special berries or anything like that. I'm going to leave these tails. I'm going to do it right. And so I'm going to create these little tails here. And then on one of the long sides of the tarp, I'm going to have these already in place like that. So what we have here now, they can put their skis. We have these all along on the long side, so they can put their skis in there to set it in as a dead man. And if they want them, they can just pull on those, and out they go. So I'm going to put in about 3 or 4 of those for them. Like so. It's good. And these are made out of AM steel, 7/64 AM steel, so they are super lightweight and super strong and easy to move. I can just pull that with their gloves and it should come right off. So now the next stage are the big tie-outs. Now the final piece is going to be, I'm using these, it's a Hilleberg Vectran tie-outs, and they are the best as far as I'm concerned, as far as snow usage and the tie-out portion and putting on these carabiners, so it'll be real quick and easy to adjust, especially with ski gloves on. And there we go. I'm gonna have 4 of those. Now hopefully I'll get some more photos of it, but our setup, so we can see how it looks. But this is for, they can put their trekking poles in these and then use this to guy it out. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, and this is of course the first test round of that design. I think it's going to work pretty good. We'll see after the ski season, but put all the specs of the materials I used down below. Alright, take care. Bye now.